Welcome to another episode of the Massachusetts Report. I'm your host, Zach the Celtics guy, where we uncover the destructive policies of the Moron Healey-Kim Dumbass administration that is destroying the Bay State. Keep watching and enjoy the program. What's up, everybody? So, in today's episode, we're going to discuss all of our favorite type of policy, right? Oh, of course, we're discussing our favorite type of policy, right? We're talking about our favorite type of thing, taxes, right? Yeah, taxes, right? Oh, isn't that our favorite? I mean, look, I'm as Massachusetts as it gets, man. I was born in Malden, raised in Revere. I love my iced coffee. I love the Celtics. I'm all about that type of stuff. But I'll tell you right now, I have a northern accent. I oftentimes don't pronounce my R's. Okay, so I've got a lot. This is the state that I love. This is the state I've been born and raised in. But I'll tell you right now, as I've said before, this is a situation where dissent is the greatest form of patriotism. And when you see a place that you love and that you've been born and raised in, when you see it off track and heading in the wrong direction, then yeah, speaking out against it is the patriotic thing to do. That's the patriotic thing to do. So, with regards to this, what am I talking about here? What's this nonsense that I'm talking about here? What exactly am I talking about here? Well, I'm talking about why the Massachusetts millionaires tax is not a good policy. Now, I completely take back the stuff I said before. In the beginning, I thought it was a good idea. The idea of making the wealthy pay more and everything. Yeah, in theory that makes sense, but remember that there's a line that I'm completely against. But I am against this one in particular. The Massachusetts millionaires tax is not even a millionaires tax, okay? It's making our state uncompetitive, all right? That this 4% surtax on the 5% income tax that we already have, our income tax used to be it was just 5% for everybody. There was no local income taxes. There's actually no local income taxes for right now. There's all that. There's a 5% income tax. If that was fair, everybody paid 5%. I pay 5%. I work full time. I pay 5%. That's fine. Whatever. Now, the 4% surtax on any amount of money that's over $1 million at any point, that is bad policy because that will fall back on working class people in the end. That this does not go after like the fucking billionaires and near trillionaires. That this isn't going to hit these people. This is what people have to understand, that this type of policy will always fall back on the working people of this state and wherever else you try this type of thing. Okay, look, I understand the concept of making them pay a little more, because we all know how these fucking billionaires and near trillionaires are always having these loopholes to not pay anything while the working class people will pay more, and it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I understand that. But the millionaires tax in this state, a 4% surtax, which is an 80% hike in our overall income tax, is bad fucking policy. And that is the one, and that is another example of Maura Healey's record of failure. That's just another example of that. An 80% increase in the income tax overall because of that 4% surtax on high earners. It's not good policy because it doesn't fall back on people. It falls onto people who get $1 million at any point. Do you know how easy it is for small businesses to hit $1 million? Do you know how easy it is for like lottery earners, people who earn like the top prize or whatever? Do you understand that it falls back on those people that retirees, people who are retiring and selling their properties? Let's say, for example, it's someone in, I don't know, it's somewhere like somebody in like Central Mass, for example, or someone up on the North Shore. They want that they sell their property. It's probably worth $1 million fucking dollars. They end up going to a different. They end up going to. Let's just use this as an example. They still stay in the state, but they go to Martha's Vineyard. They move to Martha's Vineyard. They move to Cape Cod. They move to Nantucket, or like they move to those places. they'll be affected by that 4% surtax. And you know what else it does? It makes our state uncompetitive, because then in the end, it's actually going to affect small businesses, because small businesses now have to deal with this. Now it's small businesses have to deal with it, and now small businesses are going to get crushed by this. So Moron Healey is what I call her. Moron Healey, because she's a moron and she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. Because Maura Healey's record of failure is taking Massachusetts way off track, and this state is completely in the wrong direction under her. In the past year, we've lost 3,200 small businesses, 5,000 jobs. We've had a 46% increase in the foreclosure rate, and our tax climate ranks 46th out of 50 states. And not only that, we've had the largest amount of people migrating outward of any state in the New England region, and one of the worst in the nation. Folks, that's completely unacceptable to me. Us here in the Commonwealth, we deserve better than this. Okay? We deserve better than this. This is a complete embarrassment to our state, and we as the people of Massachusetts, we deserve better than this. Okay? We are better than this as a state, and we deserve better than this. All right? We deserve better than this. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable policy. Nothing about it is acceptable. And you know what else it results in? It results in this, for example. Take one of my favorites, Kelly Ayotte, the one who's running in New Hampshire as governor, which, by the way, I'm a big fan of her. I praise Kelly Ayotte for calling out Maura Healey for the utter destructive disaster that she is, the absolute joke and failure that she is, and her record of failure over this state, the unbelievable, uncontrolled migrant crisis that she's literally influencing by making Massachusetts into a sanctuary state. But it's not just these taxes, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that part here in a little bit. So this is an example of what the millionaire's tax is doing to this state, and why it's crushing this state, why it's making our state uncompetitive. And it's the reason why states like New Hampshire and Maine and Virginia and North Carolina and Florida and all these other different states, South Dakota, North Dakota, Texas and Arizona and all these other different places. You know why? They're all cleaning our clocks now, because that's where people are now moving to, because they're more tax friendly now. That's why. That's the reason why New Hampshire, Maine, North Carolina, Virginia, Florida, and all these other different states, South Carolina, and other states are all cleaning our clocks because of this. That's Taxachusetts. In Bill we trust, no doubt about it. Taxachusetts' policies are a losing bet. Yeah, they are. Maura Healey's record of failure, of her higher spending, more local taxes, and not only that, she wants more local taxes to pay for all her new spending.
What's that millionaire's tax about?
Yeah,
that's strictly New England or what?
It's Taxachusetts. Yeah, that's they take more from you. So virtually every player, even the practice squad, but even the minimum players are pretty close to $1 million. And so once you hit that $1 million threshold, then you pay more state tax in Massachusetts. So just another thing you got to contend with in negotiations up there. It's not like Tennessee or Florida or Nevada or some of these teams that have no state income tax. So you get
New Hampshire too.
You get hit pretty hard on that. With the agents, they'll come and sledgehammer you down about extra tax they're paying. We don't even get any benefit from that.
That's good business, baby, for Massachusetts and from the agents. But
what's that millionaire's tax about?
Yeah,
that's strictly.
I'll tell you what it's about. Exactly what it's about. I'll tell you exactly what it's about. It's not good policy. In fact, it's very bad policy. It's a completely destructive policy. That's what it is. It's a completely destructive policy. And spare me with it's the revenue problem. No, we don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. We have a tax problem. We have a problem where we're taxing people too much. That's the problem. That's the problem. More than 70% of people in Massachusetts say it's probably more, it's actually more than that. I think it's like 85% of, according to some polls, that say the taxes in the state are too high. It's one of the main reasons behind the big exodus of people. That's the thing. And I don't know how exactly we can contend to this because I call Kim Driscoll Kim Dumbass. So it's Moron Healey and Kim Dumbass that are running shit. And this is the tax hike that they endorse. And it's making this state uncompetitive. And there's no defense. There's no excuse for an 80% income tax hike. This is the disastrous and detrimental result of Maura Healey and Kim Driscoll's record of failure. Their tax policies are crushing this state, this once great state. And that's before they want more local taxes. That's before they want record local taxes, the biggest local tax hikes in history. That's what they want. That's also what they're endorsing because they're getting behind bigger local tax increases, which are going to fall on people like me as well. You think I'm going to be exempt? Are you kidding me? I drive to work to and from every time. Oh, you tax on this, tax on that. They tax on my city, tax on my local area, tax on your local area if you live in this state too, if it's going to affect you too. Because apparently they think driving's a luxury. They think everything is a luxury. They think that the working class people of the state, what we do is a luxury. So yeah. So yeah, let's tax you more for that. Let's tax you more on the motor vehicle excise tax, because that's one of the local taxes that Moron Healey and Kim Dumbass are supporting. That's one of them. So no, once again, Kelly Ayotte is 100% right. How could she not be right? She's 100% right. She's locking in on what she is seeing south of her. New Hampshire is north of us. Massachusetts is here. We sit here, and we look like a bunch of fucking morons. No, not us, the people, but the people that voted for this bullshit. But the majority of us, just to be fair, we didn't ask for this. But me, I didn't ask for this. It's like what it is. It looks like a bunch of friggin' morons running stuff, because it is. So to the south of Kelly Ayotte, to the south of Chris Sununu and everyone else running New Hampshire, everybody who lives there, born and raised, and everybody who lives there, my friends in New Hampshire, that they all see what's going on here, and it's a freaking joke. It's a complete disaster. It is a complete disaster. You can't just rely on taxes for everything. That's the reality. And I'm a left-winger. I'm a socialist. I call myself that. I believe in investing in people to make society more equitable. You know me, my views on healthcare, education, and all that type of stuff. I do believe in that. But what is not acceptable to me is a 4% surtax on income that makes our state completely uncompetitive and makes our business climate in complete disarray. So now our business climate is now in decline and is going to be literally beaten by other states, like all the other states I've mentioned before. Or we're getting our clocks cleaned by almost everybody, by almost everybody else in this region, just about, because again, Beacon Hill is full of these people. It's one-party Democrat rule now. Then explain to me why Charlie Baker had a $4.1 billion surplus for Massachusetts in his last year in office. You know what? With Maura Healey in office, who claims that, she wants free school lunches for everybody. Yeah, there should be free school lunches for children. I support that 100%. But I'm not sure how exactly we're going to do that when again, under Maura Healey, we now have a $375 million revenue shortfall. We got a deficit and a budget cut. Now she's got to do budget cuts. And then guess what? The budget cuts. And then she actually increased spending. She actually increased spending by 5% in just her first year in office. And that's before she wants more local taxes to pay for all her new spending. Under Maura Healey, we've had lost jobs, lost businesses, business climate in disarray, record local tax increases, a migrant crisis, empty promises and broken promises at that. That's what Maura Healey has done to Massachusetts. That is what Maura Healey has done. Oh, and not only that, making sports teams in this state feeling like as if they can't compete here because more taxes on them just to play in this state, just to compete with other sports teams. When Massachusetts is known as a beacon for sports teams, when we're known for the Celtics, the Red Sox, we're known for all that. We're known for the New England Patriots, all that type of stuff. And then what? Oh, this millionaire's tax, it's going to fall on them too. They can't recruit players. So great. So our sports climb. So great. Massachusetts reputation of sports again. That's another thing that's also in disarray because, again, these politicians screw up everything. These politicians screw up everything because they never met a tax increase they didn't love. And once again, all these, especially the local taxes, they are going to fall on working people in the state, and they're going to hit people at the lower end of the income scale the most. That's where it's going to go. Just like that millionaire's tax is going to hit people at the lower end of the income scale. It's not going to go after the big businesses and the large corporations. No, it's not. It's going to fall back on people who sell their properties, retirees that sell their property, people who win the lottery and so forth. That's who it's affecting. It's not affecting them, and it's just affecting sports teams that just want to play here and want to compete with other players because this state, once known for that. And again, that's in decline too because everything is being destroyed. But here's a fun fact for you. Without doing anything else, it's not just the 80% increase on the income tax, thanks to Moron Healey supporting the millionaire's tax, which is basically a 4% surtax. It's not even a millionaire's tax, it's just a fucking surtax. Without doing anything else, in addition to all that's an 80% increase. That is an 80%. That is literally eightfold. That is an eightfold increase on the income tax. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? And not only that, the Moron Healey migrant crisis, making our state into a sanctuary state, is costing $1 billion. It's costing this state $1 billion. It is going to cost the average Massachusetts taxpayer, including me, $8,500 more in taxes per year. Thanks to Maura Healey's sanctuary policies and her record local taxes. That's before she wants more taxes to pay for all her new spending. Folks, I'm telling you, we need a moderate solution. We need solutions to the equation. We need to control spending. We need to control the growth. We need to allow businesses to invest here. We need to do that. We need to grow our economy back, end this deficit, make our state competitive, make our state business friendly, and turn our economy around and end this sanctuary policy, and especially. And then we need to roll back and figure out a way how to roll back this 4% surtax as much as possible because it's just crushing this state. Because that 4% surtax, which I mentioned earlier, is not going to affect the big corporations. It is going to affect people who get $1 million. That's going to affect small businesses. Maura Healey already killed 3,200 businesses, so that they've either closed down or they left the state. So you've got that. That is going to result in it falling back on small businesses, and then small businesses are going to decide to go to more business-friendly states. They just have to look to the north of them. They just have to look to New Hampshire and think, well, look at that. Well, look at them, that they balance the budget. Chris Sununu has balanced 4 budgets in a row. I think he made maybe 4 or 5. I forget the exact number. He balanced budgets for 8 years in a row. Chris Sununu has balanced 8 budgets in a row in New Hampshire with no tax increases. Gave property tax relief to people in New Hampshire. Gave that to people. Meanwhile, what's Maura Healey doing? Wasting our money on sanctuary state policies, record local taxes, destroying our business climate, 4% surtax, which is affecting other people, and the list goes on and on. No, Kelly Ayotte is 100% right by every damn thing she says. Every damn thing she says about Moron Healey's record of failure and Kim Dumbass's record of failure. Nothing about this record is acceptable. We in this state deserve better. And we need better. We need somebody that doesn't believe in just tax and spend. And here's another fun fact for you. Did you know that Karl Marx does not believe in more taxes? Did you know that? I might have mentioned that on a previous stream, but even though that's a whole nother topic altogether, but if you look at what Karl Marx said on taxation, you will literally see it. And if you look at, and you can't tell me that, because I'll tell you right now, because I read Marx, so you don't tell me otherwise. Quote, refusal to pay taxes is the primary duty of the citizen. Marx was later prosecuted for promoting tax resistance, but acquitted after arguing it was not illegal to promote tax resistance against an illegal government. Exactly. The illegal government that believes in just, yeah, because basically our whole entire government's a joke. State government, federal government, everything. It's a complete and utter joke. So you can't say that, because look at that. Look at Marx. I mean, I read Marx, so you see that right there. That's besides the point. Folks, we need to turn stuff around. Stuff needs to be completely turned around altogether. Most states in the country are doing better. We're not. We are so much worse off with Maura Healey in office, it's not even funny. We are so bad off with these people in office, it's not even funny. And we are so bad off with an 80% increase in the income tax. It's going to make our state uncompetitive, and down the road, it's just going to result in more sports teams, more businesses, more everybody that are just going to be like, oh, we're just going to choose another state. We're going to choose Nevada. We're going to choose Tennessee. We're going to choose this one. We're going to choose New Hampshire. We're going to choose North Carolina. We're going to choose South Carolina. We're going to choose Florida or Georgia or Maine or New Hampshire or Pennsylvania or any of these other different places. No, nothing about that is okay. Nothing about any of that is okay. We need to take this state back. Us as the people of Massachusetts, us Bay Staters need to take this state back, make this state business friendly again, make this state tax friendly again, make the state affordable again, and make this state a place that we can all be proud of. I was once proud of this state. There's a lot of things that we can sit here, we can be proud of about the things that we have done, and for us public schools and our education system. We can all sit here and say our healthcare system, we can say all sorts of different things. Like, it's like, oh, we've got this, we got that. There's so many, like, the state, it has so much potential, and these politicians are just running it into the ground. They are taking the state off track, and they're just running it into the ground. That's the problem. And if I didn't care about this state, I wouldn't be saying this. That's the reality. New Hampshire is doing better than us. It's as simple as that. Kelly Ayotte is 100% right about every damn thing she says. And if you think that, oh, she hates Massachusetts, she hates it, fucking spare me with that bullshit. She doesn't. She doesn't. Well, she looks at us, she looks at our state right now, and it's run by a bunch of friggin' morons. That's all she thinks. Run by a bunch of morons that don't know what the hell they're doing. No, because in New Hampshire, they're doing just the complete opposite of what Massachusetts is doing. They have great local control over where their money goes, money into the schools and everything, and they're taking advantage, and they're taking advantage of that by giving more property tax relief to others. That's what we should have done in this state, rather than wasting $1 billion on sanctuary policies. We should have taken the New Hampshire model, because the New Hampshire model is the model that everyone in New England needs to follow, and that's just a fact. And that is literally just a fact. That is literally a fact. That is literally a fact. They're the most tax-friendly state in the entire New England region, one of the most tax-friendly in the country. Massachusetts went from being in the middle of the pack on the tax climate. We weren't even in the top 10 for tax burden for under Charlie Baker for 8 years, who was the best governor. I miss him so much. I wish he was back. Oh my God. That $4 billion surplus now turned into a $375 million shortfall because of Maura Healey's record of failure and her losing record of being a loser. But anyway, whatever, besides the point. What the fuck was I talking about? It's just everything about it. I don't hate it. No. If I hated where I lived, I would just want Maura Healey to be governor. I care about this state. I'm concerned about what's going on. That's why I come out here and I do this. I want to turn this state around. Because I don't. Because everybody in the state, especially in rural areas, Western Mass, Central Mass, here on the coast, we all feel like we're being neglected and ignored. We're being ignored. None of our, when we go to our, we don't have all this local control. Those so-called local taxes, that's not like people going to the polls and voting, oh, they want to increase revenue for their schools, or they want to vote more money for their fire department or their fire services or their chief or whatever. No, it's not. This is something that the government, the state government, is trying to push down people's throats. And it's going to choke small businesses and crush the middle class. That's what's happening. This is not like a situation like in New Hampshire where they're doing just the complete opposite of what we're doing, of what they're doing here in this state. New Hampshire is doing way better and just the complete opposite. They have great local control, that they control the growth, the funds, and where the money goes and everything, where people go and they vote in the town halls and stuff. We don't have that here. It's a complete embarrassment. When you don't have local control, there's a lack of checks and balances. That's what it is. The state has a state government where it's just one party Democrat rule, where the Democrats just do anything they want with no checks and balances. It's all bureaucracy. It's all sanctuary policies. It's all tax and spend, taking more of your money and everything else. That's fucking capitalism and corporatism. But hey, besides the point, that's not even socialism. That's actually taking more of your money. Yeah, oh, for them, for the government. Oh, that kind of sounds like corporatism to me. But anyway, besides the point. I don't, because I don't like the direction that the state's heading in, and I feel, and I listen. That's why I listen to Kelly Ayotte all the time. I follow her Twitter page. I follow her on Facebook. I follow her on all sorts of different things because she's 100% right by everything she says, and I commend her for calling out Maura Healey's record of failure and bringing that to the forefront. Because me and the majority of people in the state, we do not like the direction that the state is heading in. And our concerns are not being listened to. We're not being listened to as the people of this state. And we don't like the direction that the state is heading in. And that's why we're so concerned about it, and why we need to go in a different direction. Why this state needs to be taken off track, and we need to head in a better direction. And we need to turn this thing around. And that's what I advocate for. Because I want Massachusetts to be a better place. Because I want this state to be a place where we can all make it one Massachusetts we can all look up to and be proud of. That's what I want. And we don't have that right now. And I want that. And that's what's going on. And that needs to change. Because the result of it and continuing on the same direction, the results down the road are going to be anything but good. Because I want to turn this state around. I want this state to turn around, and I want this state to be a state that we can all live in and be united in, and we can be proud of. So, but anyway, other than that, that's pretty much all I got to say for right now. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I will be back tonight at 7 p.m. with my stream. I'll be streaming tonight and tomorrow at the same time. I have 2 days off. I'm not going anywhere today or tomorrow. So I'm staying in housebound. I'm going to kick back and relax. So it's my days off. I'm kicking back and relaxing. That's what I'm doing. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll be back tonight at 7 p.m. with my next stream. And again, kudos to Kelly Ayotte in New Hampshire for calling out Maura Healey's record of failure and the failed policies of Beacon Hill. She's 100% right. I just wish Kelly Ayotte was running in Massachusetts. We need someone like her to run in this state, or we need somebody who is level-headed and supports the middle class and can make the state better again, because that's what we need. We need someone like that. But New Hampshire, you need Kelly Ayotte, and I hope, I have confidence that you guys are going to vote for her. So hope you do, and I hope she wins, 100%. Anyways, I'll be back later today, 7 p.m., between 7 and 7:30. Look out for that. Other stuff in the works. Stay tuned. I will catch you guys in the next one. More videos on the way and other stuff coming up soon. Stay safe, stay well, stay classy, keep fighting, keep up the good fight, and keep on rocking. Till next time, take care of yourselves and of each other, and I'll see you comrades in the next one. Till next time, see you all tonight. See you all in my next video coming out soon. Peace out, have a good day, and so long.